And I remember I called up my client and he literally just said, I don't understand why you did that. And even, after trying to explain, I realized just by explaining it didn't help the situation, because it had been seen in this way, which I could argue my point, but the battle had already been lost. There's a story to do with this story behind that ghastly picture of me, but that was actually taken for our profile shots for our website, and the other 3 people in my team took quite serious shots, and I decided to do my best David Brent impression. So that was the professional shot of me from my company. Here we are. We're about 16 months ago. We are on a rooftop in Mexico City, my business partner and I, with about 100 other people, having just wrapped the biggest film shoot and advertising campaign we'd ever done. And when you're running a company like ours and you're a David, and there are lots of Goliaths out there, and you get opportunities like this, they're pretty special. And I remember the feeling when we wrapped the shoot was incredible. The clients were there. It was like months and months of preparation leading up to this, and there were hugs, and it was just an amazing feeling, and certainly one of the highlights of the 5 years of running the agency. But as any business owner who has clients can say, these feelings are short-lived, and you typically move on to, right, what's next? What can we do next? And with this particular client, the really fantastic thing was that we had a great relationship with them, but their particular brand was one of many different companies within a parent company. So the opportunity to make an impact and provide value for the other businesses were huge. And we thought this was a really exciting opportunity for us. As I said, we built this really fantastic relationship with this brand. We felt that we could build upon that. And I guess the question was, how could we do this? And when it comes to new business and sales, particularly in the agency world, it can be quite soul destroying. You're one of thousands of people trying to get in touch with marketing directors to try and grab their attention, even if you have, the kind of connections that we have. So over the years, we learned that cold calls or emails to people, even if you had a name that you could throw into the hat, didn't really cut it. So we really asked ourselves, how can we help? How can we provide value? What can we do that isn't just a phone call and saying, hi, I'm Josh, I run Mattr Media, and I'd really like to do some work with you. So we decided, after a year or so of working with this client, we collated some really important insights and information, not just from the project that we did with them, but also just from talking with them and understanding what their general challenges are as a business. So we decided that what we do is we take all of those insights and we turn it into this really slick Bible, essentially. So a playbook on what the company could be doing to solve the challenges that we understood that they had. And that was a combination of the work we did and the stuff that we'd spoken about. So, we really spent a lot of time putting this together, and we were really excited about it. And it was in this beautiful document. It just got to a point where we found the people that we wanted to share it with. They're about 12 people, all from different brands within this company. Firstly, we shared it with our client and they loved it. And then my business partner said he was going away to Cuba. So I said, look, I'll send the email out to all these people. You go away, enjoy yourself, and look forward to having meetings with people and talking through this amazing document that we've put together with them afterwards. So my business partner left, went on holiday, and I constructed the email, which is now the infamous email that got sent out to all of these people. And I sent this email out to 12 people and didn't really think about it afterwards. I remember I went home, I had dinner, I went to bed. It was a standard night. And at about, must have been 4 a.m, I got woken up by that buzzing sound that I'm sure everybody knows on their phone when it's on silent, but it's vibrating and there's that noise that there's a message that's being sent to your phone. So anyway, it woke me up and I tried to sleep through it. But by about the 20th buzz, I decided to get up and see what was going on. I kind of like stumbled towards the phone because I was so exhausted, and I've looked at it, and on there were just countless messages from my business partner somewhere in Cuba saying, Josh, can you deal with this, please? I'm in Cuba. I'm meant to be on holiday. I don't have the headspace for it. And at the time, even before knowing what had happened, the first thing I thought was, what have I actually done? I don't think I've done anything that's caused something like this. But I had that like sick feeling in the pit of my stomach that something's happened and you've been the cause of it. And it was just horrible. So I opened up my emails, and on the emails, there was a chain of conversations between one of the people who I'd sent my email to and our client, who we had this really good relationship with. And it was a back and forth, and I've had to read through it. And what I understood from the email chain, and which part of it read something along the lines of, I don't know why he sent this. He's a good guy and Mattr produced some great work for me, but this is a serious own goal in my books and I'll deal with it later. And I was literally like, what the fuck have I done? Like, I literally sent this document, this like amazing document. Like, what is going on? And having read through all the emails, what I learned is, unfortunately, what had been translated by the people at this company was that I had named my client, and I'd essentially said, this person had said all these things about that were problems with your company, and we've taken it upon us to fix them for you. So essentially, your colleague has bitched about all of you and will be here to help you. So it was pretty horrible. I'm not going to lie. I'm the kind of person that likes to fix things. So I immediately panicked and thought, how the hell can I fix this? I need to get to it. But it was 4 a.m. So I had to wait until a reasonable hour. And I remember I called up my client and he literally just said, I don't understand why you did that. And even, after trying to explain, I realized just by explaining it didn't help the situation, because it had been seen in this way, which I could argue my point, but the battle had already been lost. And I just felt really awful. I tried as best as possible to resolve the situation. But, apart from saying sorry and apologizing, there was really very little I could do. And it was really tough because my business partner was away. He was on holiday. We just damaged a relationship that frankly was like absolutely fine before sending the email. Beyond that, it was a really great relationship. And yeah, I could have blown it in this one email. And I pretty much did blow it in that one email. And I think, on reflection, it's very easy for me to say that there was an overreaction and that, that we had such a good relationship that I should have been forgiven for this. But, I was dealing with a guy's reputation at his company. And for him, it was incredibly embarrassing having to speak to all of these people and basically say that he didn't understand what I sent. So it was really difficult and it was really embarrassing. And I think, obviously there's the learning of probably triple check your emails and just make sure that what you're saying is exactly what you want it to say. Because I was coming from a really good place. I wasn't even, I was coming from a completely innocent, really good place. But I think particularly right now with coronavirus and, there are a lot of us out there, and I feel quite fortunate that I'm not worrying about new business and sales at the moment. But there are a lot of people out there that are panicking. We're panicking. And I spoke to a mate who runs a company who's also really concerned. And he said to me, look, like, I want to do work with my clients, but it just gets to a point where it's so obvious that I'm just desperately trying to win business from them. And what I learned from this entire experience is, I felt like I was providing value, but the truth is that I was trying to provide value so that I could get something back from the client. And I was trying to force something that could have happened really organically. And I could have let my relationship with my client lead over the course of time to new opportunities with people. But actually what I did is I tried to force it really quickly. And so what I learned from that when it comes to growing any future companies I grow, or, making a sale, at the end of the day, like, relationships and trust is so difficult to build, but once you build it, it's so easy to break. And that's what happened. And so the big lesson that I took from this is just be patient with your relationships. And if you don't get what you want immediately, don't worry about it. And just really focus on like building a solid, really good relationship.
Have you ever failed in a project, career, or business? Whether you have or not, you can become a Fuck Up Nights organizer in your city, company, or university. Learn how at fuckupnights.com. Join the movement. Fuck up the system.